Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Chilea utapata mwana si wako. Kwa majina ni Muhammad Obura na hii ni Sabah Show.
Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Muhammad Obura. Take Tuesday with Yusuf Farah.
800 million jobs will be lost to artificial intelligence.
Wednesday, the special edition Business Chat with Ibtisam Jamal. All about your health on Healthy Thursday with Mariam Mwacharo. Aisha Khan with thorny pertinent issues every Friday on the round table. Fresh discussions, direct probe in Sabah Show, only on Horizontv.
Naam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bila shaka ni siku ya Jumatatu ndani ya Active Jumatatu, ndani ya runinga kubwa sana katika ukanda huu wa Afrika ya Mashariki na Kati. Mambo mengi sana yameweza kutokea humu nchini na kote ulimwenguni. Ikiwa ni siku ya Jumatatu, lazima tuhakikishe kwamba uko active kule nyumbani, na jinsi ambavyo unaona tayari kikosi changu kishaja studioni tayari kuweza kuchambua masuala mbalimbali ambayo yamekuwa kifanyika katika taifa hili la Kenya na nje ya taifa hili la Kenya. Talk of politics, talk of what, yote itakuwa tuna adadisi hapa, na tujaribu kuangalia tu baadhi ya mambo ambayo yameweza kupewa kipaumbele katika magazeti yetu ya humu nchini, kwamba Uhuru in a new airport drama over Ruto ally. Tutakuwa tunaona ni mambo yapi ambayo yanaendelea. How KQ lost 2 billion in baggage fraud. Aya, kunani? Aya, naona kikosi kinjaa, acha nilieke hapa hivi. Aya, lazima Ruto aingie Ikulu. Tanga. Haya, acha nikae nayo. Wanake habari tamu kweli. Alafu kuna bank client pays 84 billion fee in red cap squeeze. Haya, mambo na biashara. Sijui kama vijana wangu wataweza haya masala. Treasury slept as tax defaulters got away. Haya, mambo ndo kama hayo katika majarida yetu ya humu nchini, na mkubwa kwamba uweza kutupata katika mitandao ya kijamii: Facebook Horizontv Kenya, Twitter Horizontv Kenya, Instagram Horizontv Kenya, au tupige simu katika nambari ambazo zipo chini ya runinga yako, ama kwa nambari yetu ya arafa 21951 na longa nami, na tutakuwa tunadadisi mambo mbali sana, na niweze kutambulisha kikosi changu ambacho kimeweza kujaja studio kwa leo. Munene, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
You are good, my friend?
Kabisa.
Tell you alaikum salam.
Nashukuru, pole.
Kigen, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Mambo mazuri?
Nashukuru.
Weekend imekuwa vipi?
Weekend imekuwa imetulia. Watu shughuli ya kuhesabiwa ilikamilika.
Nilihesabiwa?
Nashukuru umehesabiwa.
Alhamdulillah.
Natumai kila Mkenya alihesabiwa.
Okay. Edu, vipi? Kwanza kongole sana kwa kuweza kuhitimu. Haya. Ongea. Sasa najua wewe ni senior senior?
Yes, analyst.
Senior analyst.
Yes.
Shikilia mambo vizuri.
Nashukuru Mola kwa
hali imekuwaje lakini? Naomba ushikilie katikati hapa ndipo tuweze kupata vizuri. Okay. Hali imekuwaje tangia graduation school ukaweza kupotea kidogo?
Lazima pia uende ujipange kidogo, upige darubini.
Maana 2022 ndo hiyo.
Lazima
na tukianza na gazeti la The Standard, Uhuru in a new airport drama over Ruto ally. Rais Uhuru Kenyatta anajua kwamba alikuwa katika taifa la Japani, na baada ya kurudi humu nchini tuliweza kuona kwamba alilakiwa na naibu wake rais, naibu wa rais William Ruto, na kuna tetesi kwamba picha ambazo ziliweza kupigwa na official photographers ambao wako allowed kuingia pale airport wasema kwamba wazifute hizo picha.
Bwana Obura, Make it clear, like the president has made it clear and it's been on public, he don't want to be associated with a group of leaders, especially some people in Jubilee he has termed them as the vijana wa kutangatanga. The president went ahead and even deactivated the social media accounts and said he don't want to be associated with anything that is not development oriented for the people of the Republic of Kenya. So I think the member that was the president was not pleased for him to receive him at the airport. Is one of the senior members in the group referring to themselves as Tanga, moving around the country, campaigning, derailing the efforts of the president. And I think the president has made it clear he don't want to be associated with that. So I think it's shameful to the people who want to be on both sides. They don't want to support the president in his developmental agenda or what in what he wants to strive for the country. And I think it's well thought out for the president to make it clear, if you are not on his side, you are against him. If you are not supporting him, you are fighting him. So please don't show up in his events. You are not a part of his member, you are not supporting him, you are not a part of his team. So I think it's well thought out. If you want to go out and tanga, go out and tanga.
Just go out and tanga.
Yes.
Mohammed, we haven't received any official information from the State House by Kanzedena. So to me the issue is
has not yet spoken.
So for me the issue is neither here nor there. But so let us take into the event that it is true. Okay? So let's say it's true that that happened. It gives me a reason to believe it gives me a reason to understand the actions of the Deputy President yesterday, because what he did, he went into Nyeri. You know, this is the home turf of the president, the Mount Kenya region. And he rallied against BBI, which is an initiative by the president.
By the president. So
it was kind of like a sort of a revenge, so to speak. But I want to say, let us drive soberness into this conversation. At the end of the day, Uhuru and Ruto, they don't owe us any love among themselves. You know, they don't owe us any hate among themselves. What they owe us is development. If they can fight, they can do whatever they want, but we don't want that to come in between the development that we as Kenyans require, because we didn't elect them for them to love each other or whatever. We elected them for them to deliver on the manifesto that they put up.
Okay, on the Daily Nation, Treasury slept as tax defaulters got away, and more than 283 billion has been lost. Edu.
Yeah, and these are some of the issues that we face as a country, and happening in the backdrop of a budgetary deficit. You know, every year we are running into a fiscal deficit. We are meant to borrow more and suppress our GDP. And yes, CS suspended Henry Rotich owes us a number of answers, and we cannot fail to ask him questions. Because our tax system has
I'll come back to you. We have sound issues, a little bit of sound issue. And Munene, what's your take on this? Treasury slept as tax defaulters got away. More than 283 billion lost.
I think the issue of treasury sleeping when millions are being lost, billions are being lost from the public coffers, is because they were eating while the money was being lost. They are the ones who are indicted in the part of the scheming that we are losing the public money on the issue. So the issue comes around to I came about a statistic that in the last 5 years around 6 trillion Kenya shillings was collected, and only the Auditor General can certify that around 600 billion is only what he says was well accounted. The others was either lost, was misappropriated, or the issue of how it was spent isn't out clear in the public. So I think the main couplet is between KRA and Treasury, because Treasury will give the targets to KRA on what they need. KRA needs to present to the Treasury, so that Treasury will they'll be able to work out the money and spread out in the use of the government. So Treasury was in bed with KRA, and there are the people who are eating the public money, and you can't say they were sleeping in the job. They fell asleep because they were fed of the money, and their stomachs were full from eating the money that they were stealing from Kenyans.
Allow me to say this. Number one, it's so unfortunate that we are only hearing about this when Rotich is out of office. You know, it seems to me that there was even interferences, you know, because this we should have known this earlier. So this is what happened, you know, with the judiciary together with the KRA and the Treasury. For 1 year, you know, there is a tribunal, appeal tribunal, tax appeal tribunal in Kenya, in that if you've gone to court and the court decides that this tax case should be, you know, it gives its verdict, the court gives its verdict, and you as a person, you are not, you have not been satisfied with the decision of the court, and therefore you appeal to the tax tribunal. And the tax tribunal is a yearly, you know, it's an yearly committee, and it consists of a chairman and around 15 other members. So what happened is, for the year 2018, 2017-2018 there was one, and it ended in April 2018. And from April of 2018, CS Rotich never appointed any other tax tribunal appeal up to 2019 April, when he appointed another one. So for that period of 1 year, that is when we lost this 283 billion. You see, because what these big taxpayers, what these big taxpayers used to do, if they commit fraud, and when the case goes to the judiciary, you know, rules against them, or whatever decision they give, they are not satisfied. What they do, they just appeal. But then they appeal knowing that there is no tribunal here, so the case will just stick there. And for a matter that is in court, nothing can happen until the verdict is given. So that was a getaway for them. Yeah, that's why you see the backdrop on Keroche. They were having a tribunal, they were having a case at the tribunal, but it wasn't resolved because for 1 year we didn't have a tribunal. And what happened on April 2019, another committee was appointed, but 2 months later they haven't even met. Last week,
more than 2 months.
Yeah, up to last week, after they were sworn in, up to last week, we had around 803 cases.
Even after being sworn in,
yes,
they never
803 cases.
For more than 2 months.
803 cases, Obura, I'm telling you, they are still there. They haven't been handled. And you hear, Mburu, the Commissioner General of KRA, is now saying that these people have to meet immediately, because if they don't meet, the cases continue piling, and that's where Kenya loses its money.
Lazima Ruto aingie ikulu Tanga. Aya, Ruto tunajua mambo yake, na 2022 anasema kwamba atakuwa debeni, na wamesema kwamba amekuwa akisema kwamba si kwamba atakuwa anapata tiketi ya moja kwa moja, lakini atakuwa ni miongoni mwa wale ambao watakuwa wanapigania wadhifa huno wa kuweza kutafuta tiketi kupitia chama cha Jubilee mwaka wa 2022. Itakuwaje? Manake ndo wanatangatanga hawa. Kila Jumapili tuwaona makanisani wakiweza kufanya mambo yao.
Unajua, kwanza acha nianze hivi. Rafiki yangu alisema kuna watu ambao support rais, wanaenda huku na huku. But the baseline is this.
Lakini Ruto alisema kwamba ili neno tangatanga ili rais alilitumia kusema kwamba huyu kijana ambaye anafanya kazi, ukimwona huko unaona anafanya kazi, akifanya kazi, kama kuna jambo ambalo wadhalikuwa wanafaa kufanya, basi mueleze.
Rais ndiye alileta hii mambo ya kutangatanga, akasema mkiona hiki kijana anatangatanga hapa, mwambie shida mko nazo, ataleta huku, which means the president trusts his deputy to deliver. And deputy president is a very, very smart and shrewd politician. He is one politician you would least expect to backstab you. He's actually, if it is arguable to say, he's the leading in terms of political fidelity. You understand? But again, it is not a matter of life and death that he gets to State House. However, many young people, and I've been to many rural areas, and I hear his name resounding in the rural areas. The more it appears to be he's being fought, the more support he gains. And you understand, we as Kenyans, sometimes we vote with our hearts. You know, we like, you know, when you appeal to our feelings, we feel you. And maybe we jump into your ship. But again, is this what the Standard reports? Sometimes I think the media reads too much into too little. You understand? Because now,
meaning what?
Like at this airport fiasco, this is the second time now, where, as my colleague says, we do not have official communication to know exactly what happened. All right, and the deputy president is the principal assistant to the president.
She'll do it for official communication from State House.
Maybe to explain. But again, you know, we are creating there are so many issues that should hit the headline other than these things, you know, because we are concerned about how KQ lost 2 billion in baggage fraud, you know, because this is cheap and petty politics that does not take us anywhere. So sometimes the media needs to be very objective. They need to objectively report on what is happening, so that they don't report on things that are, you know, innuendos and hearsays. Because now, how is this supposed to help us?
Very subjective.
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Mohammed,
Okay.
Of the opinion that we have 3 years to go. You know, alliances will be formed. Many things will unravel in the 3 years that has to come. Some people will be hit by storms, others will emerge from the storms, others will be killed by the storms, you know. And this is what I want to tell Kenyans. I think it's too early to start deciding, you know, who will win 2022, because first of all, we don't know even who will be there in 2022. But as for now, the politics are moving in a way that we are having, you know, it's clear that the president is not in good terms with his deputy.
Is it clear?
Yeah, it's very clear.
Action speaks louder than words.
Yeah, it's very clear. But then again, there is a catch somewhere. You know, these people, because BBI is an initiative by the president, you know, together with the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. You know, they set up this team that is going to you know, to hear the views of Kenyans. And again, the deputy president on the other side is not of the opinion. It is okay not to be of the opinion. And as I always say, let us not bedevil people who are not on the other side, you know, and you know, start to villainize them. It's okay to have another opinion. But again, let's remember one thing. The president has never come out outrightly and say that I will not support deputy president for presidency in 2022. I think it's too early. It's too early. It's too early to start the conversation.
There is history again. You know,
which is
those people who overlook history risk repeating it.
Okay, hold on.
You know,
hold on. Okay, we're taking a short commercial break. Mtazamaji, tazama, na tukirudi tutakuwa tunaendelea na mjadala wetu ambao umewaka sana hapa studio. Usiondoke, tutarudi baada ya mapumziko mafupi. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Chilea utapata mwana si wako. Kwa majina ni Muhammad Obura na hii ni Sabah Show.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Muhammad Obura. Take Tuesday with Yusuf Farah.
800 million jobs will be lost to artificial intelligence.
Wednesday, the special edition Business Chat with Ibtisam Jamal. All about your health on Healthy Thursday with Mariam Mwacharo. Aisha Khan with thorny pertinent issues every Friday on the round table. Fresh discussions at direct probe in Sabah Show, only on Horizon TV.
Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah said the believers encourage people to reconcile relations with those who have cut them off. Give charity to those who have deprived them. Forgive those who have oppressed them. Be kind with parents. Uphold family ties. Be kind with neighbors. Be kind with orphans, travelers, and the poor, and to be gentle with servants. They forbid bragging, arrogance, and transgression. They discourage people from feeling superior over others, rightly or wrongly. They enjoin people to use lofty manners and prohibit them from pursuing trifles. All that they say or do from these values and other teachings, in all of it they follow the Quran and the Sunnah. Their path is the religion of Islam, with which Allah has sent Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Abu Najma with kids. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn the duas. We learn the duas. We learn the duas. We learn the duas. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. Abu Najma with kids. Abu Najma with kids. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Hadith. Rasulullah. Rasulullah.
Akawa Abdul Muttalib ampenda sana Mtume sallam hata kushinda watoto wake. Na Abdul Muttalib Mtume Muhammad sallam alikuwa ni mjukuu wake. Abu Talib na babake Mtume sallam limba ndugu tumbo moja, mama moja, baba moja. Baada ya miaka miwili Abdul Muttalib kufa, alipofika miaka 10 wakaamua kufunga safari kwenda Sham kwenda kufanya biashara. Faqala rahib, huyu mtoto akifika akionekana dola ya Rum watamuua. Akaamua kurudi kuweza kuishi katika mji wa Makka kwa mara nyingine.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Chilea utapata mwana si wako. Kwa majina ni Muhammad Obura na hii ni Sabah Show. Kini katika gazeti la Taifa Leo, lazima Ruto aingie Ikulu. Haya ni kauli yao wanatangatanga. Na katika gazeti la The Star, how KQ lost 2 billion in baggage fraud. KQ does not have a centralized system that integrates all the excess baggage information. They've lost 2 billion.
I will comment on the issue of Tanga because I hadn't commented on it.
On Tanga, okay.
Yes, because my friend here said Bwana DP practices most political fidelity in that. And I will challenge him on that because in 1992 and 97, the DP said Moi Baba na Moi Mama, he supported him on that. In 2002, he said Kenyatta Atosha. In 2007, he was pro ODM. He was in the infamous Pentagon group. And 2013, he again supported Kenyatta on that. So if you see a system on it, Mr. DP has always had a political master ahead of him. He has always had someone to catapult him politically. So this time he looks like he wants... So
it's safe for him to stand alone now?
Now he wants to portray himself as his own master. But as the saying goes, when you see a a dog barking, just know his master is around. And then he has been always supporting his political master that is who is ahead of him. But in the same notion, you go about like when the day the dog challenges the owner, when the day the dog barks at the owner, that's the time to put it down. And the DP has started challenging his political masters. Mr. Kenyatta, Mr. Odinga, Mr. Moi they have been his political masters. He wants to stand on its own and be his political master. And the owners of the dog is the time they look up, and if they want to put the dog down, the dog will be put down politically.
Okay, thank you. How KQ lost 2 billion in baggage fraud? Okay, discussion for another day. So let's discuss this, guys.
Mohammed, I think allow me to say this. You know, the politics of dogs, you know, is a crazy politics. But coming to KQ, 2 billion, it's so unfortunate that, you know, in 2019, with all the technology that is there, KQ doesn't have a centralized system to detect, you know, excess baggage. Yes, there is a limit, you know. There is a limit. And where this 2 billion comes in, you know, this 2 billion has been lost in just a span of 6 months. We have to understand that it's only 6 months.
6 months.
And the
2
thing
billion.
that 2 billion. And the thing that happens with this KQ attendants, you know, when you go there and when you're flying and you're there, you have an excess baggage, and you know you have an excess baggage. You meet the attendants, you know, and they meet you with a smile, you know, with a very beaming face. And if they realize that you have an excess baggage, what they tell you, they don't tell you to transfer it to the cargo section so that it is moved as a cargo. What they tell you is toa kitu kidogo. And you pay them, you know. And this not only brings a risk, you know, to the aircraft, because, you know, excess weight, you know, it can cause accidents. It also poses a big loss to KQ, because that baggage would have been taken to the cargo section, transferred as a cargo, you know, and increase the revenues of KQ. And you find that the workers of KQ are themselves killing KQ. And it's not just an issue that happens in Nairobi or in Mombasa or in the airports we're having in Kenya. This is an issue that happens in Hong Kong. It happens in London. It happens in Amsterdam. You know, it happens in Guangzou. And these
different parts of the world.
And it's still KQ and KQ workers. And we want to see the investigations going to the KQ workers.
KQ airline.
Yeah, KQ workers, and those also, and we understand that the one who gives bribe is as guilty as the one who receives bribe. I think Kenyans need answers in terms of that. We want to see arrests, we want to see action.
But again, on that still same issue, you know, we are facing some structural and leadership hitches in the country, and the loss of these billions really paints a very ugly picture on how serious we are in terms of doing things the way we must do them. And if DCI and DPP are very serious, and EACC, then our prison department then should prepare more rooms, because then people must go to jail, because we've eaten this country to the core. We've eaten until we are now tackling the roots. You understand? So if you cut the roots of a tree, and then the tree is just hanging on balance, in a matter of time it will wither out. And look at the financial turmoil KQ is plunged in, and look at the corruption that is being unraveled in that department. And really, this year really needs to move with speed and get to the bottom of that, so that those people doing that are brought to book and they are sent to jail. And not only just sent to jail, but also asset recovery must be in standby mode, so that we impound on whatever they have and recover and put this money back into the economic streamline, so that at least look at our budget. You understand? Look at how recklessly our government has been borrowing. Look at how corruption has been rampant. How did these cases happen? How do they happen in a span of 2 months, 6 months, in a country that has systems and procedures and
we have system to deal with this?
Yes, and we have deterrence measures. How is this happening? It is a matter of conflict of interest and collusion, because when such things in terms of baggage is happening in KQ, it is not just a matter of the small workers there. They must be doing this with the support and blessings of those sitting in high positions, because I do not think just a simple employee would do such a thing without a direct, caveat or umbrella from somebody sitting on a position of authority.
On that issue of KQ, Mr. Obura, when I was a student a few years ago, I got the opportunity to be an intern at JKIA for around 9 months at the time, and I got the opportunity to work closely with KQ. You need to be almost to be close enough to the systems and structures of KQ to understand why KQ is in the problems that it is right now. The go slow between the staff that is there and the abscondance of their duties and the mispractices that is found among the JKIA structure. The point of money being lost, when you go there, when you're traveling, you are allocated a particular number of kilograms that you need to carry for your bag. If you exceed that amount, you're supposed to pay extra for the aircraft to be able to carry your baggage. The problem is there is no system of charging the extra baggage that is there, and the issue goes around. The aircraft goes along carrying excessive weight, and then they end up consuming a lot of fuel in the issue. So the KQ per seat end up incurring a higher cost, almost more than they were charging per seat. That's the issue that goes around there. You need to understand the whole structure of KQ and how they operate, and KQ is being eaten from the inside. KQ is eating itself from the inside. I can attest from here, almost all connection flights of KQ all have delays. Flights coming from Lagos, from Western Africa.
Why are we experiencing all this?
We experience this because there is a disconnect between the management of KQ and the staff of KQ. We have KQ as an hotel, and here at Nairobi West, where they are supposed to place those people that are on transit when they lose the connection flight. But the allegation that the former CEO of KQ, Titus Naikuni, has shares in Ole Sereni Hotel, I can attest to that. Instead of KQ, when you have when people miss their flights because of a connection flight, the airline is responsible for their accommodation. You get them transit visa that costs around $20 US. That's on the KQ as to factor that they pay for the people that have lost their connections. They are supposed to put them up in their hotel. They have a hotel in Nairobi West. They don't do that. They put them up at Ole Sereni Hotel that is claimed some of the senior management have shares in that, and that bill is taken back to KQ to factor that. So you end up KQ loses money than it's gaining. It's the whole structure. KQ is being eaten from the inside out by the people working there.
So do we need new structures at KQ?
Of course, we need new structures from KQ. I've heard rumors that, you need to understand the whole, even the shareholding of KQ. Around 26% shares is owned by KLM, and around 39 shares is owned by the government of Kenya, and then the other shares are owned by the public. The people who own the remaining majority of shares are very close to State House, and some of the issues that we get from KQ, that's where the money starts coming from. I've experienced it when I was there. KQ flights from Nairobi to Mombasa to and fro. There are senior government officials who just walk in there and sit, and they tell the pilots just fly off, and we have people who paid tickets for that being allocated the next flight on that. So KQ is being mismanaged by the whole structures that they are put in place, and there are people exploiting KQ who are very senior government officials.
Mohammed, the issue of KQ is nothing different. Is nothing different from a mismanagement issue, and this has dated back to the 90s, and KQ didn't just
with the delays of the plane.
Yeah, and one thing is this, this mismanagement is mostly courtesy of interferences, because if you look at KQ has made a loss, that goes without saying in the
KQ has been making
first
losses
quarter and in the first half of the year. And if you look at what has come out today is that KLM sort of bullied KQ into buying some planes, from KLM, and they bought planes at 2 billion, and after 5 years they sold them at 200 million. I mean, that's a
2
loss
billion,
of
they sold them at
billion.
2 100 million.
Yeah, and you know, this kind of choices that are being made in disguised as strategies that is not really needed at that time. They sold off Heathrow, you know, in London, and you know Heathrow has a very deep history. You know, the Queen Elizabeth, you know, gave Heathrow to Kenya and told them a portion of Heathrow and told them you can park your planes here. You know, that is something that is sentimental even to the country. And the sale of Heathrow and buying planes, you know, that we bought planes, as KQ bought planes and Dreamliners, and later sold them at throwaway prices because they needed money. And if you look at this, these are just decisions that were unnecessary in the first place. And this has, as I've said before, this comes as you know, interferences by the political class. And what we need to, the culture that needs to be inputted into KQ is the culture of professionalism. Let KQ be treated as a professional place. You know, KQ. Let me tell you one thing. KQ is more expensive than Emirates. Do you know that? Their costs, it's flying from Kenya to the US is more expensive than Etihad, more expensive than Qatar,
and you still have direct flights.
But you can't compare their services to Emirates or Etihad or Qatar.
But do you still have a direct flight from Kenya to New York?
I think the flight is there, but it's not as active as it was. So you find that they were giving us explanations that were here or there. They were telling us it's winter, people are not flying, what. That happened in last year, December. You know, they were giving in January. They were giving us such kind of things, such kind of information, sort of excuses, and I think that was they overestimated that. You know, because KQ charges higher, gives you lower quality than other flights. I mean, you have to choose the other options.
You have to choose the other option. D-Day in Mau Complex as eviction starts people's daily. Edu, your take on Mau eviction?
You know, when it comes to environmental matters, we really can't compromise. Because if you compromise Mau, then you're compromising the future. First of all, we need to ask ourselves, how did those people get in there? And again, we need to go back to what happened when Raila Odinga was the Prime Minister, with the initial evictions that turned political. And as it is now becoming, it is also turning into a political issue, just that it is a bit tricky this time round. Because you are in government, and what the government is doing is to evict people, and you're saying those people cannot be evicted. And again, the question we ask, if they can't be evicted, should they continue to stay in Mau? And what is the fate of Mau? That is a water catchment area, and that is a source of rain, you know, the forest. So we must make tough choices as a country, and we must use less politics on serious issues, on issues that matter to this country. Because when you hear evictions and politicians come and say those are people, they must remain in that forest, then where is leadership in that? You know, you must be very careful when you're a leader with your words, because many people take your word as it is, as it comes. So you have to weigh your words. And the DP has not even publicly come out to state his position on these evictions, as he did previously, because he is the deputy president and he represents the best interest of the country. He doesn't represent a community, he represents us, because he is our deputy president. And again, we must come together and resolve to make hard choices. You know,
we need to make hard choices.
Yes, we must make tough choices, and that is a call on leadership. A leader would take a choice that any ordinary person wouldn't. And on this Mau eviction, that process must go on. That process must be completed. We must save Mau from the degradation. We must save Mau from deforestation, because we are concerned about global warming. We are concerned about climate change, and we must make that solemn decision. But again, this process has to be done in a very humane way, because those are Kenyans, you know, from a political spectrum. Those are votes, you know, and those people,
and the voice needs to be
they also deserve to be treated in a very humane way. But again, it comes down to, how did you get into Mau? So the way you came into Mau should be the exit route If somebody
Who brought you there?
If just somebody called you, come and take this on a silver platter.
Who brought you there?
Yes. If you are given on a silver platter, you must be told this land is not the way you think it is. So you must leave and go back, because these people come from somewhere. So they must go back to where they came from.
So they just have to go back to where they came from.
Allow me to start by saying this. That
can I allow you after the short commercial break?
Absolutely.
Okay, mtazamaji, bila shaka tutazama kidogo, tukirudi tutakuwa tunamalizia uchambuzi wa magazeti yetu ya leo. Usiondoke, manake baada ya mapumziko mafupi nitakuwa na regea na kauli motomoto kutoka kwa magazeti yetu. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Chilea utapata mwana si wako. Kwa majina ni Muhammad Obura na hii ni Sabah Show.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Akawa Abdul Muttalib ampenda sana Mtume sallam hata kushinda watoto wake. Na Abdul Muttalib, Mtume Muhammad sallam alikuwa ni mjukuu wake. Abu Talib na babake Mtume sallam dimba ndugu, tumbo moja, mama moja, baba moja. Baada ya miaka miwili Abdul Muttalib kufa, alipofika miaka 10 wakaamua kufunga safari kwenda Sham, kwenda kufanya biashara. Faqala rahib, huyu mtoto akifika akionekana dola ya Rum watamua. Akaamua kurudi kuweza kuishi katika mji wa Makka kwa mara nyingine.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Chilea utapata mwana si wako. Kwa majina ni Muhammad Obura na hii ni Sabah Show. Jana nimetulia kule Maskan na tazama mpira kati ya Tottenham na Arsenali. Jamaa fulani akaniambia kwamba nahodha, wajua kwamba mida zingine ukiona kwamba wasoma shairi na hulielewi, jua kwamba hujaandikiwa wewe. Bila shaka ni awamu yetu ya 3 ya uchambuzi wa magazeti, na katika ukurasa wa 3 wa gazeti la Daily Nation, Muslim welcome Islamic New Year in style. Bila shaka ni mwaka mpya katika kalenda ya Kiislamu, mwaka 1441. Bila shaka Waislamu waliweza karibisha mwaka mpya vizuri. Na katika gazeti hili la Daily Nation ukurasa wa 4, how judiciary lack of tribunal sank Kenya into 283 billion tax hole. Bila shaka ni masala ambayo tumeweza kuzungumzia hapa katika awamu yetu ya kwanza ya uchambuzi wa magazeti yetu. Na katika ukurasa wa 5, Ruto's race to State House unstoppable, Mount Kenya MP says.
Mohammed, before we went on a break, I was responding on the
you want to make issue. Some serious allegations.
No, they are not allegations. They are facts.
Oh, serious facts.
And first of all, let me start by saying that you have to be an enemy of development, an enemy of progress, and an enemy of the future if you are against, eviction from water towers. So let us first look at this issue this way. The government of Kenya is always reactive, but never visionary. Because how did these people get to Mau in the first place?
How did they get to Mau?
You know, because Mau was supposed to be gazetted, I mean, from the time of independence, because if Kenya was visionary. Coming back to this issue, when you go back, there have been evictions in 2005. There were evictions in 2009. There were evictions in 2018. There was cries over evictions as it is supposed to be. You know, moving people from their home. Of course, there'll be an emotional uproar. There'll be some disturbance. Some people being uncomfortable. That is expected. But the cry that we are hearing today is louder than usual. And we go back to one thing. The eviction, this is the phase 2 eviction, right, from Mau, and this is on the Masai Mau trust land, to be specific on it. And if you go back to, there have been 2 presidential commissions on land on the Mau. And the first one was in 1991, the Olentutu Commission. We had the Hassan Nur Commission in 2009. And if you look at both the reports from both the commissions, Masai Mau trust land is a special case. And that's why you find that there was a lot of settlements in Masai Mau, and that is why there was even there are even 15 schools and some of the amenities. And and these people have to be, you know, to be evicted from Mau if the land is on the catchment area. But again, you find that these people, they are claiming that they have legitimate and authentic title deeds, and they have filed the cases, you know, from the people in Nakuru and Bomet. They have filed the cases in the Environmental and Land Court in Nakuru County, and I wonder why they are being evicted and their cases are in court. You know, that is another conversation altogether. But for me, my cry is on the kids. You know, today is the 2nd of September. Schools are opening, right?
Not today.
We have 15 schools in the Masai Mau land saga that there is eviction currently. And in the 15 schools, there are around there are more than 4,000 kids.
More than 4,000.
4,000 kids. And
they will be
my
affected.
cry for them, especially the candidates, is how are they going to do exams? You know. Because we say that education is an equalizer, but how does education become an equalizer when we don't even serve the education equally? You know, and this case, and I think this Mau thing, where people have title deeds given by the government officials, I think investigations has to be launched also on the Ministry of Land officials.
With the issue of the Mau, you need to really understand the complexity of the Mau complex. There are 22 blocks of the Mau forest. The 22 blocks covers the counties of Narok, the Bomet, Kericho, Kisii, Nakuru. The block that is on contentious is the 22nd block, the Masai Mau block. The Masai Mau block that covers the part of the larger Mau complex is trustee land that was given out by the Masai community in Narok County. And the land was entrusted to the Narok Municipal County back then. The issue comes from the first settlers that were given settlement in the trust land of the Masai people, a group of soldiers that came from Sierra Leone peacekeeping. They're the ones that the government didn't have enough money to compensate. The Moi government didn't have enough money to compensate for them. Instead, they opted to settle them in the trust land that was issued out by the Masai community. That's a part of the forest that is called Sierra Leone. When you go there, there is a part that is called Sierra Leone. Those people had relatives. They had children and they had grandchildren. They spread out from the area. The other issue that comes about, there are people who have genuine titles from the 7 blocks that covers the 22nd block of the Mau complex. There are the 7 ranches that are owned by the Masai community. When when that land was entrusted, some unscrupulous some members of the Narok County Land Office went ahead and allocated land to people that was inside the forest, beyond the beacons that were set out that demarcated the land. The trustee land, the block is around, I think, 18,000 acres, but the land in contention is 97,000 hectares of land. That's where the people are settled. The Maasai people, they are not, when you look at the leaders that are complaining, they are leaders from Bomet County and Kericho County, because these are the pertinent issues people don't want to talk about. Most of the people settled there are the Kipsigis group that are settled in the contentious land. The Bomet and Kericho people and some of the Kisii people came about and settled in that land. They were allocated land. Land is 18,000 hectares. The officers at the Land Commission ballooned the land to 97 hectares, and they weren't allowed to be. They were allocated the land, and they were given title deeds generated from the Ministry of Lands because they were fed wrong information. They are no, the Maasai group, the Maasai community in Narok are not complaining of that. The issue has started that the Maasai community have complained because they moved out of the higher part of the Mau part and they went down on the plains, the part of Loita and Suswa and the larger Mara. That's where they grazed their cows, because their cows at that time the land was very wet and it's a wooded land. They didn't have enough land to graze. So they gave out that land so that the forest will regerminate, and they moved on the lower part of Narok. If you really know the whole structure of Narok County, you will be able to understand the way the land falls from the Mau back to the plains. The problem has started coming due to deforestations in the Mau. The Mara and Suswa and Wasonyiro rivers are not taking enough water downstream for the people to have enough water for their animals. Even the Masai Mara region does. A few years ago, we didn't have the migration, the spectacle of the migration, because the Mara River didn't have any water to flow in it. So the issue comes about the conservation in the Mau is a national importance issue. We are facing drought. We have been facing drought in the past, and I think it's naive for leaders, some leaders in the larger Rift Valley region to go against that, because the part of the Mau forest that covers Bomet, Kericho, Nakuru, and Kisii County, there are no people living in the forest. There are no people living in the Mount Kenya forest. There are no people living in the Aberdares forest. So the people who came from the people in Mau, they are not the indigenous people who have settled there. So it's the right time for them to move out, regardless of the politics that pertain to that.
And now out of politics, katika gazeti la Taifa Leo ukurasa wa 5, juhudi kuzima malaria ama malaria Baringo zazaa matunda. Vita dhidi ya mkurupuko wa maradhi ya malaria yaliyosababisha vifo vya watu 10 katika eneo bunge la Tiati Baringo wiki iliyopita vimeonekana kuzaa matunda. Waathiriwa zaidi ya 1000 walitibiwa katika wadi ya Tirioko ambayo ilikuwa imeathiriwa zaidi na maradhi haya. Udhani kwamba sasa hivi Kenya yafaa tuwe tushapiga vita dhidi ya ugonjwa wa malaria? Tuweze tushaumaliza kabisa?
Sidhani kama tutaweza kumaliza ugonjwa wa malaria, kwa sababu kama unavyosema Kenya iko kwenye tropics. Unajua kukiwa kwenye tropics na ile climate ambayo tuko nayo, it's impossible, to have a malaria free. But what we can do, we can counter malaria. But looking at the Baringo issue, once again, Mohammed, the government is reactionary but not visionary. It's waiting for people to be that we have a malaria or a cholera outbreak, then they go out now, they try to put the situation in order. Looking at this issue, for the people who are affected in the village in Akoret, they have to travel 100 kilometers to a place called Chemalingot for where they can get a health center. And you wonder, for such a span of a distance, there is no dispensary, or in fact dispensaries that could, that these people could get medical services. And I think this is a very, I want to strongly appeal to the Ministry of Health together with the county government of Baringo that it is high time that people should not just get access to healthcare services but to quality healthcare services.
Edu, katika gazeti la Daily Nation sema kwamba Ruto race to set out unstoppable. Mount Kenya MP says wadhani kwamba itakuwa vigumu kuweza kumzuia Ruto kuweza kuingia ikulu mwaka 2022.
Well, you know, it all comes down to what strategy are you employing in order to win the votes in this country. And as I said, that you know, President and Raila Odinga coming together is a very, very big factor to consider. But again, we cannot overlook the power and the sharp ability of Deputy President to cut through. But again, what is important right now is the report on, you know, Kenyans reducing shopping in tough economy, you know, grappling the issues of corruption, disease burden, and pandemics. We are looking at the issue of, you know, a suppressed GDP that is not growing. You know, we're looking at the issue of, you know, young, jobless people who are so productive and are having a lot of energy, but they are not deploying their energies accordingly. These are the issues that are facing the country, and we need to rally effort so that we can address them conclusively. Because when we have reduced retail sales, and then we are denying our GDP a chance to grow, because retail sales contribute a larger portion and chunk of our GDP growth. And we look at how the government has been borrowing lately, and it is a cause of concern, because if we keep borrowing, then when will we grow? Because we are, many of these debts that we are getting ourselves into, you know, analysts and economists argue that are not making economic sense, because we must borrow responsibly, and when we channel the monies borrowed, we must see the results, we must see their impact and their injection into the economy. But again, the much we've borrowed right now, you can really connect a few. But again, we must also give credit to President Kenyatta in terms of infrastructure and you know, trying to rally the country together so that we can identify what is the problem. And moving forward, we really need to support the president and his deputy. And I want to dissuade my colleagues who are against the deputy president. I want to tell them that the deputy president is committed to the cause of transforming this country, and the deputy president is solidly behind the president, because constitutionally he is his principal assistant. And as young people, many of us, he's appealing to our hearts, and when he comes with his candidature, we'll look at it and we'll give it a lot of favor, because he did it to Raila Odinga unreservedly. He has done it to Kenyatta twice. Actually, he's the engine of Jubilee, so we cannot overlook his effort. Actually, we just need to reward him for his loyalty and his time support.
Na mtazamaji, tuangalie ukurasa wa mwisho wa magazeti yetu, tukianza na gazeti la Daily Nation katika ukurasa wa 46. Homeboys Corner Leopard at Bukungu Stadium. Zuzab Chemeli, na bila shaka ni mechi ambazo ziliweza kushuhudiwa hapo jana, ligi kuu humu nchini KPL ikianza, na vijana Kakamega Homeboys wakaweza kuwachabanga vibaya sana vijana wa FC Leopard goli 1-0. Haya, sawa. Na katika ukurasa wa 47, Arsenal final fight back salvage point against Spurs in London Derby. Bila shaka London Derby jana mambo yalikuwa ni sare ya magoli 2-2. Na katika gazeti la Taifa Leo, hakuna dili, uhamisho uliotarajiwa kumshuhudia mvamizi Neymar Jr akibanduka kambini mwa Paris Saint-Germain, na kutoa Barcelona msimu huu umegonga mwamba. Haya, sawa. Haya, Salah, Mane na Firmino ndio mhimili wa Liverpool. Haya, kwa hisani yake Jurgen Klopp, na wanaendeleza matokeo mazuri sana katika ligi ya Uingereza. Baka yasema Fati ni Messi mpya wa Camp Nou. Haya, sawa. Mchezaji mdogo huyu ambaye chipukizi wa Barcelona Ansu Fati ajiandaa kutoa cross wakati wakicheza dhidi ya Real Betis katika mechi ya awali ya ligi kuu ya Uhispania. Na Starlet wanyoa Malawi bila maji, wanasema hivyo. Haya, Harambee Starlet ya Kenya ilitinga raundi ya 3 ya mashindano ya bara Afrika ya kufuzu kwenye mashindano mashindano ya kushiriki soka ya kandanda kwenye michezo ya Olimpiki mwaka wa 2020. Haya, waliwachabanga hawa vipusa wa Malawi magoli 3-0. Na habari hizo zaendelea katika gazeti la The Star. Namuona Mwana Halima Dogo Adams, ni mchezaji huyu ambaye alisomea shule ya St. Joseph's kule Kaloleni, kaunti ya Chilifi. Aliweza kufungia timu ya Harambee Starlet goli na kuweza kuwasaidia kwa Chabanga Malawi magoli 3-0. Sasa kwamba shukrani sana kwa kuweza kutenga muda wenu kuja studioni. Bila shaka ni furaha kwetu kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba mnafanikisha uchambuzi wa magazeti, na tutakuwa tunaonana inshallah siku ya Jumatatu. Na mtazamaji, kwa kauli hii nazama kidogo, na nikirudi nitakuwa naendelea na gumzo hapa studioni, manake leo kutawaka kulikoni baada ya Ken Okoth kutangulia mbele za haki. Kiti cha eneo bunge la Kibra kimekwa wazi na vijana wameweza kujitokeza kuweza kupigania wadhifa huo. Kunani? Tupatane baada ya mapumziko mafupi. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Chilea utapata mwana si wako. Kwa majina ni Muhammad Obura na hii ni Sabah Show.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.